1. Control what you believe, not what others say. Many times we allow other people's words to shape how we feel about ourselves. A comment, a judgment, or even silence can create discomfort if we let it. But the truth is, their words have no power on their own. They only gain influence when we decide to believe them. If someone speaks negatively about you, it doesn't mean their opinion is a fact. It is simply their perspective, shaped by their own experiences, assumptions, or misunderstandings. The Stoic philosophers reminded us that peace of mind comes from within. Epictetus suggested that if someone points out a fault in you, you can respond with calm acknowledgement instead of defense, even saying that they have not noticed the rest of your imperfections. This shifts the weight away from their criticism and places it back into perspective. When you stop giving unnecessary importance to what others say, you protect your inner stability. Not every word requires a reaction. Not every opinion deserves your attention. By focusing on what you know to be true about yourself, you keep control over your thoughts and emotions. In this way, you build resilience and safeguard your peace of mind. See rejection as redirection. Rejection is something almost everyone struggles with. Whether it comes from a job application, a relationship, or even a small daily interaction, it can feel personal, as if it is a judgment of our value. But in most cases, rejection says more about the other person's situation than it does about who we are. People may have their own priorities, limitations, or circumstances that guide their decisions. Their choice does not reduce your worth. The Stoic perspective reminds us that we often suffer more in our imagination than in reality. We replay moments of rejection and interpret them as evidence that we are not good enough. But in truth, rejection can act as redirection. It can guide us away from something that was not the right fit and toward opportunities that align better with our path. By changing the way we see rejection, we reduce its power over us. Instead of dwelling on what did not work out, we can focus on what still lies ahead. Each no creates space for a future yes that is meant for us. With this mindset, rejection becomes less of an ending and more of a step toward growth and clarity. Respond with calm. Instead of anger, anger often feels like strength in the moment. When someone offends us or acts unfairly, our first reaction may be to respond with sharp words or raised emotions. But in reality, anger rarely helps us. It takes away our ability to think clearly and often causes more harm than the original situation. When we lose control, we give away our peace to someone else's actions. The Stoic view suggests that real strength is found in calmness. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best response is not to become like those who act unfairly. This means we do not need to mirror negative behavior. Instead, we can pause, take a breath, and ask ourselves whether the reaction is worth it. Most of the time, the answer is no. Choosing calm over anger does not mean ignoring problems. It means addressing them with patience and reason rather than impulse. Calmness helps us respond in ways that protect our dignity and avoid unnecessary conflict. Over time, this practice makes us more resilient. By learning to pause instead of react, we build the ability to remain steady even when others are not. That steadiness is where true strength is found. Focus on what is within your control. One of the most helpful lessons from Stoic philosophy is learning to separate what is in our control from what is not. Much of our stress comes from trying to change things that are beyond our influence. What people think of us, how they speak to us, or the decisions they make. No matter how much energy we spend, these things will always remain outside our control. What we do control are our own choices, our actions, and the way we respond. Epictetus explained that freedom comes from focusing only on what belongs to us. If someone criticizes you, you cannot control their words, but you can control whether you let those words affect your peace of mind. If an event does not go as planned, you cannot change the outcome, but you can choose your attitude toward it. By focusing only on what you can influence, you lighten your mental load. Instead of carrying the weight of other people's judgments or outcomes, you put your attention on your own behavior and values. This shift brings stability, because your sense of peace no longer depends on external factors but rests firmly in your own hands.